Hey there guys, what's going on? It's time for another game of Twilight Struggle. I've picked another random game here and we're going to be the Soviets. I wanted to try to filter our opponents somewhat, I wanted to try to get a slightly higher ranked player, but there's hardly anybody online at the moment, and I'm quite busy today, so we'll have to put up with Yurizos, who I'm sure is a very good player. So, just taking a quick glance at our hand, there's nothing here that makes me want to do anything differently, so I'll just do the standard Austrian setup. I would have put one into Yugoslavia, but obviously we have independent Reds, so if we can throw that out of our hand as quickly as possible, then it's pretty null and void for him. So yeah, apologies about the last game. It was a little bit boring. I was quite disappointed that our opponent just went AWOL, but it was a win for me. So right. So what could we actually play here? There's no headline card that really jumps out at me here. Blockade's pretty useless because he'll probably have a 3-ops card of ours. De Gaulle's vulnerable to Truman, and there's no point playing Indo-Pakistani. I suppose the only way to go forward here would be play De Gaulle, then coup Iran so he can't realign us out, and then maybe make him panic. That's the only thing that's coming to mind really. I can't really see any reason to play anything else, so let's do that. Duck and cover. Okay, interesting. See if we can turn the sound effects on. I like them to be fairly quiet in the background. I think it makes for more enjoyable viewing. I'll just say hello to this fella. Hopefully he doesn't have Fidel either, because we do have CIA, which we need to be mindful of. And we get an excellent roll on the Iran coup, which is nice. What's he saying? Go, which I think stands for good luck. You too, my friend. So, good news here is we can get rid of Marshall Plan. Obviously use the points first. We'll put 2 into France and then 2 into Spain. Shut up. Okay. Why he went for Canada, I don't know. He might have what's it called? NORAD. Okay, so let's get independent Reds out of the deck. We'll grab Lebanon to secure Middle Eastern domination. I don't want to fight him in France for fear of Truman. The De Gaulle play was really just to make him worry. I was a little bit mindful of the risk of the Iran coup not going well. So say if we'd just left one influence in there, he could have easily counter-couped. But then again, if we'd attacked France as well, we'd have then given him 2 things to think about. So, but given that the Iran coup went well, he's been able to focus all of his efforts on La France. So we've secured Middle Eastern domination, and then I think we shall move into South Korea. So if he has the Korean War card, he should use it now. Have we played this guy before? No. What's his record like? So even wins as the Soviets and not so good as the USA. So yeah, no disrespect to him. I did want to find someone with a slightly higher... oh, he's going for it. Oof. That was close. Sorry, yeah, I did want to find someone with a slightly higher, what's it called, game score, game rating. But at the present moment, it's about 3 PM at the moment in the UK, and there's hardly anybody online, so everyone will still be asleep over in the States. Right, what should we do now? no need to go crazy. I think we'll just repair Iran. It would be nice to have Suez at the moment, or Arab-Israeli war, then we could completely kick him out of the Middle East. How many turns have we got left? 3. Okay. I'm just mindful in case he plays Fidel, so we can use the China card if need be. Okay. Quite risky. Obviously because of the Indo-Pakistani war card, not the Indo-Pakistani, sorry, excuse me, because of the Arab-Israeli war card. So it makes me think that he must have that if he's using an entire 3-ops card into Israel, because obviously a 5 or 6 could completely flip Israel, which is a huge, huge move. So yeah. Throw another one into South Korea at some point, so if he gets the Korean War card, then it'll hopefully give us South Korea. And we were wise to play Independent Reds earlier, because obviously now it would be a problem card for us, given that he's played Romania. So just double check we don't have any influence in any third world battlegrounds, and we will get rid of CIA, throw it out the deck while it's still fairly harmless. If I were him, I'd go into Malaysia. I think that would be a good play, because obviously, seeing that we have Marshall Plan, he knows that he'll be able to put one into France anyway, and there's also still the risk of Truman. But he doesn't go. He takes Jordan instead, which is interesting. I think we'll continue the march onto the Korean Peninsula. Yeah, like I said in the last video, I've recently bought an Xbox with Modern Warfare Remastered. There's a new game mode on that. I don't know if you're interested in Call of Duty. There's a new game mode on it called Prop Hunt, where one team like hides as props in the map, and the other team have to go around sort of shooting every chair and barrel and car that they see. It's really good fun. So Marshall Plan. So there's often debate about which of the 2 Mediterranean countries to take. And obviously, in this case, we actually can't take Greece because we don't border it. But if we did, I always prefer Spain and Turkey. Turkey for the fact that the Americans can remove influence from there if they're under the effects of Cuban Missile Crisis. So if you take that option away from them, they have to take it from West Germany, which isn't a good thing to do. And Spain makes France that little bit more difficult to realign when tear down this wall comes out. So yeah. So what's the current country count? 5-3. France. So he'll even us up because he'll be able to take Canada and France. So that's something we need to be mindful of. Hopefully a successful blockade later, or maybe some socialist governments will be able to help us out. Thank you all for the discussion in the comments section as well in the last video. It was interesting to see which side you prefer and why. I think you could debate for hours, which side's actually the best to play as. I've got my reasons for preferring the US, but some people prefer the Soviets. Some people see that as the more professional side, given the responsibilities that you have, which I didn't really think about. One viewer pointed out that actually, as the Soviets, you've constantly got that responsibility of providing an opening threat for the Americans. So he spaces D-style and gets a cheeky 2 points. But the good news about that is that it will come back into the deck in turn 3.
Regimes are nurtured by misery and want. They spread and grow in the evil soil of poverty and strife. They reach their full growth when the hope of a people for a better life has died.
So the fantastic news here is that we have both Red Scare and Defectors. So that'll definitely be our headline. The bad news is that we have Europe, and it's currently even. So if he decides to take Greece, say, we will have a problem on our hands. So I think what we need to do is we need to coup and then play it as soon as possible. I'm guessing he'll realise that, but if he does, he does. There's not a lot we can do about it, because it's not a huge deal either, because it looks like the Middle East and Asia are going to fall to us. You know, there's a good chance now that he has NASA, and obviously the Koreas and Western Asia are firmly in our grasp. So it's McCarthy time. Captured Nazi scientist. So he's prioritising that space race. Right. We'll just perform a 2-op coup on Panama. If it goes well, it goes well. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It's not the end of the world. Okay. Nice. Dice have been pretty friendly up to this point. I won't tempt fate. Let's hope they stay friendly. The good news about drawing containment as well is that we can play it at the end and it still won't have a huge advantage for him. He'll just take his cards up to their normal value. Okay, that's odd. But the good news is we can play Europe scoring with no devastating consequences. Why he put one into Japan, I'm not sure. Given that US-Japan Mutual Defence Pact is still out there, Pact even. Yeah, I don't get that at all. Maybe he's mindful of Korean War. I'm not sure. If I were him, I'd go into Malaysia. I suppose now the question is, do I play Korean War and risk it, or do I play the China card and just take it outright? I'm not actually sure. So if we played the China card, we'd have to put 4 in for control. And then we could throw the other one into Pakistan and start making our way down. But it does seem pretty pointless if there's a 50-50 chance of taking it. So let me know what you think. I don't want to waste the China card. I think we should play that. And we fail, of course. Shit. Oh well. Typical. We can't let South Korea fall, so. And another one, very nice. So we've got to spend the China card on that. I'm not prepared to let him have South Korea. Very, very important later on in the game. We will be spacing East European because it damages the country count and leaves the battlegrounds quite vulnerable. Although we haven't seen Warsaw Pact, so it's not too much of a problem, I suppose. There's NASA. Why he didn't just go into Malaysia originally, I don't know. But his play did cause some problems for us, to be fair, so makes me think he's got Asia. So we'll take Afghanistan to give ourselves a crucial non-battleground. I think he only has 1-op cards now as well. Yeah, should have played it earlier. Came back to bite him. I always find that the longer, especially if you're under red scare, you know, the longer you leave an unfavourable scoring card, the worse it gets. I think you should just always use it as quickly as possible to minimise the damage. So yeah, containment. We'll grab Libya, and then we will. What can we do with this extra op? Make our way into West Asia. We're going to Pakistan. And the fact that we have Iran and Afghanistan makes the chances of Indo-Pakistani war very, very unlikely to succeed. 1 out of 6. 16%, I think. Maths was never my strong point. Oh no! Gave him a space opportunity there. Oh well. I suppose the good news about that is that they're both coming back into the deck, so not to worry.
So my country's purpose is to help us move out of the dark chamber of horrors into the light, to find a way by which the minds of men, the hopes of men, the souls of men everywhere can move forward toward peace and happiness and well-being.
Okay, so sort of average hand. It would be quite dangerous if we didn't have UN intervention, but obviously we can use that with NORAD. I would go for Suez, but we don't have any 4-ops to take France with, and we do have Truman, which we need to be mindful of. So I think we'll go for Cambridge 5, just see if we can pull something out of the hat. And he defectors it, so never mind. Can we actually coup anywhere apart from Israel? Oh yeah, South Africa. So I mean, don't get me wrong. I would like this coup to be successful, but the chances are fairly low, and I don't want to waste one of my three ops cards on a South African coup, only for it to not be successful. I mean, we'd have to roll a 5 or a 6 to actually get in there. So I think we'll just get rid of Truman and control the DEFCON that way. I mean, we've got to coup. There's no two ways about it. Austria, I'd have thought. No, Finland. Oh right, because he has one influence there. I forgot about that. So yeah, if it succeeds, it succeeds. If not, it's not the end of the world. Okay. So priorities for him now: Thailand definitely, maybe Saudi Arabia, Algeria as well if he hasn't noticed the opportunity there. He needs to take Greece as well to secure European domination. So he grabs Thailand and Japan as well. I don't get that at all, I have to say. But it's not my ops that are being wasted, so so I don't mind. Yeah, I'll take Pakistan and then we'll grab Algeria while we have the chance. I usually find that generally, unless Algeria is affected by sorry, let's just turn that down. Unless Algeria is attacked by, ABM or brush war, it tends to remain on the side of the first person who grabs it. The bad news, however, is we've not seen any decall or destall, which could prove problematic. Where's he going now? So he takes South Africa, which is wise, and he goes into Laos. I think he wants to make that jump over to India. We'll throw a couple into Finland and Austria just so we don't tempt him there. Reluctant to play for Mosion because that would give him an extra battleground. I think I'm not going to bother with France. I think it's already securely locked down. Blockade's still out there, so we could shake things up in Europe that way, or we could brush war Italy. At the current moment, it would be a 50-50 chance. So I'm not too concerned about that. Yeah, we'll move over to India, and then I suppose threaten Saudi Arabia as well. Excuse me. Okay, so he wants to fight us back there, I think. So, again, here's my thought process about Pakistan and India. If you don't take it and they're in a neighbouring country, there's a 100% chance that they will take it. Whereas if you take it and they have the war card, there's only a certain percentage have a chance that they will take it. So you know, you've got to make everything as difficult for them as possible. See, this is why it's quite frustrating that we didn't get, say, Vietnam or Decol, because that Southeast Asia presence is really vital in securing Asia domination, because there are lots of easy 1 and 2 countries that you can just mop up. There's Warsaw. Right. So, I'll add some influence. We will secure Poland, put 1 into East Germany, and I suppose try to grab another country with Österreich. Got to play both, haven't we? Try a look at the space race. Nice. It's another point for us. Not too concerned about him taking Saudi Arabia. The fact that we have influence there means that if Muslim Revolution comes out, we could easily flip it. And if he does take it, we'll still have a nice, I think, 3-point domination. So it's not too. Was it 3 or 4? Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4 to his 1, 2. So it'd be 4 then, wouldn't it? I beg your pardon. So he gets rid of blockade. So I don't think Europe is going to be our friend this game. Trigger this event. It's not too concerning. We can repair any damage that he does. Maybe cause some issues for him somewhere. I think we should take Panama as well. Alright. So the country count's still the same. It's 5 to 5. So I'm just going to grab Austria to make the country count in our favour, and then we'll take Panama. Because now we need to take 2 countries in Europe to have domination. Also makes things tricky for him when Tear Down This Wall comes out if he tries to realign East Germany. Space is Fidel. That's interesting. We get a nice point.
Объединенных Наций и государства и передать им пожелания благополучия и процветания.
Okay, so sort of mixed hands, some pretty devastating stuff and some tricky stuff. What I like about this hand is that we have 1 small step, so we can steal those 2 points from Man in Space from him. Then we could space grain sales. Alliance isn't a problem at the moment. We should definitely play that before we're forced to play either OAS or Panama Canal. The bad news is there still aren't really any cards that allow us to spread out anywhere. You know, there's no Portuguese Empire, no Junta, still no D-Style or Decol. But at the same time, we have some of his cards that allow him to spread as well. So I think we'll play 1 small step. Just get the 2. Oh shit! Just get the 2. The 2 points from him. Southeast Asia is looking pretty unhealthy. I suppose with this we can just perform a coup in one of the one stability African countries. But no, good play on his part that he provides, you know, multiple threats. Yeah, it's wise to break Algeria. So we've gone and stolen Man in Space from him. I suppose if we attempt a coup in Nigeria, A, it's guaranteed to work, and B, we could be sneaky and maybe walk into Cameroon and try to grab Zaire. Oh, nice big 6. Very good. It's good that Alliance doesn't have any repercussions as well. What I might do to go on the offensive is put 1 into Cameroon and then 1 into Colombia to maybe force his hand a little bit, give him lots of stuff to think about. We should play arms race for the event as well. There's Japan. Okay, not sure why he didn't prioritise Algeria there, because I can now just take it back. If we break Saudi Arabia as well and then use Muslim Revolution, we could flip it. But if he scores the Middle East now, then we won't bother. Definitely need to space grain sales. Because that will end the game. Right. So yeah, I think we'll definitely go with that play. We'll break Saudi Arabia and then play Muslim Revolution.
Not peace at the expense of freedom, but both peace and freedom here in this hemisphere, and we hope around the world. God willing, that goal will be achieved.
Alright, so definitely makes me think that he has Middle East scoring, but unfortunately the Muslim Revolution has come to ruin his fun, so doesn't really matter. I suppose Syria, because it makes it easy for us to take. Yeah, we flipped Saudi Arabia, which gives us a huge point swing. So if he has to play Middle East, that'll give us 6, then we can play arms race for 3. And unfortunately we can't get any points for anything else. Maybe we should try to break Israel, but what with, that's the question. I suppose if we play the China card, that removes the need to play either of these two annoying cards. Right, it's gone into Angola. So that, hang on, so that'd be 4 to 6. It doesn't really matter. If we play arms race now before he does anything clever, so 6 will take us up to 19. Yeah, maybe we should try to break Israel with the China card. We're just running out of momentum a little bit here with the low op American events that we have now. But if I were him and I had the Middle East scoring card, I'd play it now. Otherwise it could be costly and this could be a pretty short video. Ah man, in Tehran. Alright. So yeah, I think we'll go with that. Yeah, just throw them all in there. I'm not really sure what else to do with the ops. So that then should give us the game. Yeah, there's. How about that? So there you have it, guys. Sorry that was pretty short. I think we did quite well there, if I do say so myself. We kept up the momentum. We attacked a lot of the time, and despite sort of average hands and average cards, we managed to secure our position pretty well and minimise damage. So I'm quite happy with that game. But still, let me know if there's something I could have done better. Let me know if you think I made any mistakes. And as always, if you enjoyed the video and want to see more like it, please like and subscribe. It helps me out a lot because I'm trying to grow my channel at the moment. But thank you very much for watching. I will see you next time. Take care. Bye bye.